welcome to Art Talk, episode 3, brought to you by Creative Combinations Montana. We are a husband and wife team, Kelsey and Nate, that design and make metal art, metal and wood furniture, and functional art out of our garage here in Columbia Falls, Montana. So today we are in Inspiration Cabin, which is our showroom Airbnb space that we created. This was a garage that we converted into the space that it is today. And for episode 3, we are going to be talking about one of our furniture pieces. So along with the steel metal art like this piece, this was episode 2, we also made metal and wood furniture, or in this case, metal and concrete.
Yeah, so we actually created this high top a few years ago for our very first art show. When we first signed up for an art show, Nate was like, "What are we gonna make?" And I said, "We'll figure it out." And one of the things that we chose to figure it out with was a really rad high top table. So we had done this specifically a concrete river high top table. We had done this river top, I gotta move Nate's coffee, this river top concrete epoxy finish once before on an island that we were testing it for ourselves. So we made ourselves a kitchen island to be able to test, well, figure out how to pour the concrete, how to do the beautiful river rock with the exposed aggregate of the beautiful stones from this area. And then this was our second pour of this river top concrete finished with epoxy resin. And so we had a lot of fun. Nate had a lot of fun doing the beautiful seamless work that he does on the steel chairs and steel base for this concrete river top. I always like to say that Nate's a magician with his seamless welding because he's got all of these very strong welds, but you can't actually see them. They disappear into the piece and it creates this beautiful, smooth, sleek line all the way down that then plays with the different angles at the base of the table. We thought long and hard about how we could make this table as comfortable as possible for not just us who, according to some people in our families, we're taller, not just people who are 5'9" to 6 foot, but we tried to make this table really comfortable for a varying of heights. We have had people like Nate's mom, who's about 5 foot, and Nate's sister, who's about 5 foot, sit in this chair, in this high top, very comfortably and very much enjoy it with the laid footrest below. We've even had people at art shows who are a little bit shorter than them, as well as some of our friends who are very tall, and some people at the art shows who are very tall in that 6'7" plus range who have sat at this table comfortably. We thought long and hard. We were in the shop for, I almost want to say, a silly long time, sitting on the table and adjusting things to try to make it to where it would be a comfortable high top table for all heights, so that you don't have that dangle of the feet, but then so also your knees aren't hitting your chest if you are really tall. And then we've got the middle bar, which creates a nice footrest as well, and everything's on adjustable feet, which is really wonderful because even though we've made the table square, like Nate said, this was a 2-car garage and this floor is absolutely not level. So the adjustable feet are really wonderful for older houses, remodeled garages into epic, beautiful showroom spaces. We really enjoy the adjustable feet because of the functionality of them. So they're on the table and the chairs, as Nate's sharing with you. And yeah. Oh, did you get the actual the river? So
I did. So yeah. So these are the river rocks that you find all over the place up here in Montana. So especially in Glacier National Park, if you've ever seen those pictures of Lake McDonald where you've got the purple, blue, red, green rocks, that's actually what these stones are. So they're found in all the riverbeds around here, and a lot of people buy them for landscaping rocks and whatnot. But we added those to the table, and then I actually ground it down to expose the aggregate to where you get it about the level that you want that's exposing these, because as you grind into it, you grind more into the stone. And then after I got it all ground down, we finished it with an epoxy resin, and that really helps kind of light up the stones and brings that color out.
It was a really fun project, especially being a little bit of river rats ourselves and just really enjoying the aggregate and the stones. Nate and I have always both loved, since we were kids, stones and rocks, and being able to actually showcase them in this beautiful concrete top was really fun. We had a couple campers a few years ago who had never been west of the Mississippi, for example, and I was asking them how their first day in Glacier National Park was, and the guy was like so excited. He's like, it was incredible. There's purple rocks. And I lit up. I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. We get to be so grateful for all of the beauty that Montana has to offer that is not actually everywhere around this country or around the world. And so I feel like it's really fun to be able to have some purple rocks in this concrete high top table, just in that it's an ode to the eclectic beauty of the Montana landscape.
So for the base here, I actually did a blend of patinas to get the coloring on it. And so it's got kind of like a burgundy reddish color. But the the high top base itself, this is 2" by 1" steel tubing, and that makes up the whole frame. So I've got all the joints there welded smooth. This one here, I flip the tubing up the other direction, so that actually gives you just a little bit more foot room on this side. Coming down here, then we've got another piece of 1x2 steel tubing that is welded there. And then I've actually got a 3x3 piece of 3/16 angle iron that is welded in the middle here. And that's what creates another footrest. And then it also is what gives you this angle visual detail when the chairs are pushed in. And the chairs themselves, they are made from 1x1 steel tubing. So I've got 1x1 steel tubing. I capped the tops, ground all that smooth, and then this is just 14 gauge sheet metal that I cut, and then I rolled that in a roller to get this curve. That way it's a little bit more comfortable on your back. And then we've got upholstered seats. And then I have a 1x1 steel rectangular frame that I welded at an angle, and that's what gives you the second footrest. So you have 2 footrests, one on the chair itself, and then one on the table.
And the footrests not only are functional, but they also create that beautiful visual effect that Nate was describing with the angle of the 3x3 angle iron footrest in the middle of the table, as well as the footrest on the actual chairs, for that artistic flair. Because when we started Creative Combinations Montana, we taglined our little, what would you call that, slogan? We taglined our little slogan of Creative Combinations Montana, where art meets function. So really being intentional about not just the functionality of the pieces that we create, but also the beauty, the intricacy, the detail of the pieces that we create, and bringing more beauty into our everyday spaces. Because when we can enjoy our spaces a little bit more, it actually brings a little bit more life into ourselves. And we show up in a different way in the world when we feel better in our own personal spaces, whether it's a home or a business space, the spaces that we're in every day. Yeah.
All right, so that's episode 3. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
if you liked the video, go ahead and let us know what you thought in the comments, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. We will be posting a video each Sunday, so episode 4 will drop next Sunday. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but we have quite a bit of different pieces, from furniture to wall art to functional art like coat racks or gear racks or wall plant holders.
So subscribe to stick along for the adventure.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for being here again. My name is Kelsey.
And I'm Nate. So
We appreciate you. Have a
thanks for
beautiful rest of your
joining.
day. Peace. Sure. Do we have a plan?
A plan? I don't know, I thought it was uncut.
Like a all bushy-eyed and
Waking up glowing.
waking up smelling. Thank you. I love you.
Mwah.
I'm glad we didn't just spill your coffee.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Probably would have been entertaining.
I had the cleaning day for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this spot on the floor. It's all uneven shit.
Garage conversion. Garage conversion.
It was for
That's
me.
what adjustable legs are for.
Yes, your uneven floors.